Report. I'm Jack Hosmer.
I'm Mike Gross.
And today we have a controversial topic. We have a new mascot, or
new logo.
Or new logo.
New logo for the Raiders.
We're now Knights.
Brand new shirts. We're not Knights, but it looks like it, even though we are the Raiders.
Yeah. Okay.
Why don't we get this? Why don't we kick this off?
Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna start this off with softball with Joe Dietz. Joe, how are you?
I'm good, Jack. How are you?
I'm good. So how'd the girls do this season? What was their overall record?
Well, their overall record was 9-10, so they did pretty well. Probably better than expected.
Yeah, I think so. With a pretty decent season, what seniors will be departing this?
Some seniors that will be departing are Zoe Cardenas, which is our pitcher, and she's been a key player in most of the games. And you have Angie DiGiacomo, who has just played well overall.
Awesome. What are some positives that we can take from this season into the next?
Some positives is that, they started the season off very well, and if they keep playing as well they did this season, next season, they will have probably a better record than they did this season.
Awesome. Thank you, Joe.
No problem.
Let's go to Chris Bagdonis, and he's got the inside scoop on the golf team. All right. Chris, what was their final record?
The boys finished with a final record of 13-3, and it was a really outstanding season.
Nice, and so it was an outstanding season, so which performers made it? Which players on the golf team made it that way?
Well, Jimmy Bagdonis really did an excellent job finishing as a county champion, and he really led the way for this boys team as well. Individuals like Louis Daniele and Jared Bloom also did really great jobs this season.
Awesome, and you're talking about Louis Daniele and Jared Bloom, the departing seniors, the four of them. Who are they, and what made them so great on this golf team?
Well, yes, along with Jared Bloom and Louis Daniele, there's also Sam Kaleo and Sean Ilinowski, and those four will be missed greatly because they provided a lot of leadership and experience that a lot of the underclassmen could learn from and improve their game with.
And now you're saying the underclassmen can learn from these seniors. Which ones do you think are going to stand out next year through the correct path of the seniors?
Well, I think players like John Yu, and as well as other players like Miguel Fontoura and Jimmy, they'll also have increased roles due to the holes left by the seniors.
Thank you so much, Chris.
Thanks, Mike.
And now on to Gabby with boys track. Gabby, how are you?
Hi, Jack. I'm good. How are you?
Good. So boys track, the only season still going on. How is it going for them?
They're overall having a great season. They're continuing it, and in their season, the 4x1 qualified for nationals, and along with the shuttle hurdle team. So they're having a really great season.
That's awesome. So with the Meet of Champions and New Balance Nationals coming up, how is the 4x100 hurdle team preparing?
Well, recently we've been having a lot of bad weather, so it's been difficult for them to get outside, but they continue to work hard. They're continuing to work outside and inside, so they're preparing well for it.
With this great season so far, who are some of the most outstanding performers that the team had to offer?
Well, all the boys are doing really well, but some key performers would have to be Jacob Lee, Dwight Lowler, and Ben Fleischer.
Thank you, Gabby.
Let's go to girls track with Dubem. Dubem, what's going on, dude?
Not much, just hanging in there.
Awesome. So, girls track, how did they perform at States this past weekend?
They did really well. Trinity Hart and Corinne Light got 6th and 8th in the 100-meter dash, and the 4x1 team got 3rd in States.
Awesome. Why do you think the 4x1 and the 4x2 teams for the girls made it to nationals?
Coach Stardy and Coach Neidig, they really did their best in training the team and pushing them past their limits.
Awesome. So, the 4x1 and 4x2 teams were really great, but who else were key performers this season for girls track?
Trinity Hart was a key performer. She got 1st in the long jump during the Union County Championship.
Awesome. And, who do you think is going to shine next year and why?
Corinne Light in the 100-meter, 200-meter, and 400-meter dash, and Sophia Dietz in the same events, and Sarah Green in the mile. They all work really hard and are really talented, so they definitely will shine next year.
Thank you so much, Dubem. You're a great help.
Of course.
Now on to boys tennis with Zach. Zach, how are you?
Good, Jack. How are you?
I'm doing good. So, how was the boys' season? What was their record?
They had a pretty decent season. They finished off 6-10.
Okay, not bad. What was some challenges they faced this season?
a very big challenge was this year, out of any sport I've seen, they had one of the toughest schedules out of the whole state. I think they played like 8 or 9 teams ranked in the top 20. So whenever you do that, you're kind of in a tough spot. But they really performed well.
Yeah, that sounds really challenging. But also with the weather, how was it hard for the team to practice based on the weather conditions this year?
Well, based on the weather conditions this year, they basically missed a whole, I think, like month or plus. Is that it was too much rain, too much bad weather. So while other teams around the state were practicing and getting their work in, our team had no course to practice on.
That stinks. But what can we look forward to next season?
Well, we have most guys coming back, and I mean, I guess the good duo that we have is between Ryan Cleary and Benjamin Fox. They really play well together, so hopefully them two, they'll be seniors next year, will be able to lead the team for a good path next year.
Yeah, I hope so. Thank you, Zach.
Now let's go to Sean Ilinofsky with the Female Athlete of the Month, Casey Ferguson.
I'm Sean Ilinofsky with Raider News, and this is Casey Ferguson, who is the Female Athlete of the Month. And now, Casey, how has the softball season been?
It's been a pretty good season. We went 9-10, so not as bad as last year.
All right. What are some of the accomplishments that you and the team have done?
This year we won the Villa Walsh tournament, which we haven't won in a few years, so that was a pretty big accomplishment for us.
Nice. And do you plan on being better next year or growing as a team?
We have a lot of freshmen coming to try out next year, so hopefully they'll bring a lot of talent and we'll be good next year.
All right. And are you losing any seniors?
Yes, we're losing, I think, 5 seniors this year, so that's rough for us.
Yeah. All right. And thank you for your time.
Thank you.
And now into some local sports news. Let's start with the NHL and the Stanley Cup playoffs, or the Stanley Cup finals, if you will. With a shocking, the Golden Knights are in the finals against the Washington Capitals. Always going to be an intriguing matchup. You know, it was so exciting to see the Golden Knights getting into the Stanley Cup finals, being a new team, being a new franchise, if you will. I thought it was really exciting. I thought it was going to be a really good matchup, and so far it has been. Every single game has been very close, either 1 or 2 goals to separate the teams. It's been the home ice or home court advantages that has been really separating who is winning, but Washington is up 2-1 right now. With their star man, Alexander Ovechkin, getting a goal in last night's game, putting him up to 14 goals in the playoffs, being tied first in this postseason. He's getting closer and closer to that glory of Stanley Cup that he's always been wanting his whole career. It's been a long career for him, and there's been a lot of talk if he is a legend of the game, if he is one of the best of all time, because he hasn't gotten a cup.
Yeah,
but
I know.
Do you think if he gets a cup, he has to be in contention for greatest of all time?
Oh yes, 100%. I mean, he's well deserving of of the Stanley Cup, and you know he leads his team pretty far every year, and you know he really is just a great leader. Like you can compare him to Michael Jordan, a great leader of his team. You know?
Yeah, and I think with the New York Rangers not being in the playoffs this year, Ovi's kryptonite, if you will. His past 3 playoffs, they've lost the Rangers. It was a straight path for the Washington Capitals to get to the finals, and hopefully the Golden Knights don't stop them, or if you are a Golden Knights fan, hopefully they do.
But they couldn't do it without the help of their keeper, Brandon Holtby.
Brandon Holtby, oh yeah, what a good goalie. He's been so good for them, so consistent his whole career. He was questionable when he was first called upon a couple of years ago, but he's really stepped up and he's really proved all of his haters wrong.
Now for the MLB, the Yankees are 37-17, and they've had a lot of rained out games in the past, not even a month, like past 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and this is going to lead to many doubleheaders throughout the summer, and you know it's going to mess up the pitching rotation. So maybe in the dog days of the summer, it's not going to go well for the Yankees, especially with all these doubleheaders in the months of July and August, and you know the offense can only do so much. You know, the pitching staff is going to get tired after a while, especially the relievers. They may play. Well, they're not going to play twice a day, but you know they're going to play back-to-back days a lot of the time because of these doubleheaders, and it's going to really hurt the Yankees, especially in the race behind the Red Sox at this point. So it could be a race for a wild card for the Yankees.
Yeah, I really think that this season's been a wild one for the Yankees, you know, with all the hype coming in with Stanton and Judge, and it's just been kind of a weird environment, but they seem to be doing okay. I think they'll make a good run, but in the summer we're going to have to wait and see how they can cope with this weird environment that's coming up.
Yeah, and the Mets are 27-30, so not too bad for this Met team, and Jose Bautista and Devin Mesoraco. Jose Bautista was signed as a free agent a few weeks ago. Devin Mesoraco in the Matt Harvey trade to the Reds. Devin Mesoraco, the catcher, coming back or coming to New York, and they're shining even though they're fourth in the NL East. They're definitely shining, and Adrian Gonzalez on the team. You know, they're a really good Met team right now, even though they're 3 games under 500.
Yeah,
I believe.
Yeah, I think it's the little things that is keeping them under 500. I think they have to win a couple of games in a row, get the momentum going, because I think these players who aren't necessarily the biggest superstars in the league, but they're like hot cold type players.
Definitely.
So once they catch fire, I think it could be a turnaround for the Mets.
Definitely. Why don't we switch it over to NBA Finals?
Yeah.
It's 2 games. Warriors up 2 games on the Cavs. I'm sure it's not much of a surprise for many people, but LeBron did all he could in both games. Game 1, 51 points, 8 assists, and 8 boards. Game 2, 29 points, 13 assists, and 9 boards. I mean,
the most important
what else can you do?
J.R. Smith's offensive rebound. Probably one of the biggest blunders or mistakes I've seen in a finals in a long time. Because when I was watching the game and I saw J.R. Smith pick up the ball, I'm like, all right, so Cavs win game 1, and then I just see him start sprinting away. I was like, all right.
See, it was a tie game on the missed free throw, and after that missed free throw, and if J.R. Smith had literally got it and put it back up immediately, it would have been. Honestly, the Cavs probably could have won.
Yeah.
Instead of going into overtime in the Oracle, and you know nobody's going to beat the Warriors in overtime, especially in the playoffs, the NBA Finals.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, it was amazing what the Cavs did that game, or should I say LeBron did that game, putting on 51. But to stop the momentum of the Warriors in Oracle Arena is a really big deal, and that shows that the Cavs maybe can win a game at Oracle. Maybe can. I'll emphasize that, but if LeBron can put up numbers like that, and then Jordan Clarkson, is that any?
Can do his job.
Thompson.
No, Jordan Clarkson, Tristan Thompson.
There it is.
The younger ones like George Hill, Larry Nance Jr. If they can really do their job, they may have a chance back in Cleveland for games 3 and 4 to pull off 2 more games and even up the series. But can Steph Curry finally win his Finals MVP? And he's got 2 rings. He has 2 regular season MVPs, but he does not have the Finals MVP. And he always says it's not a huge deal. I think that's what he's playing for, because he broke the Finals record with 9 3-point field goals made on 33 points in Game 2, and he's lighting it up.
Yeah, I think when I'm watching Steph Curry play, he's not going crazy, being hungry like LeBron, but he's playing smarter than LeBron, because he knows what he can do. He's just taking the outside shots, and obviously what he's good at. And I always think is Klay Thompson better than Steph Curry? But then I see Steph Curry making a crucial pass, giving an assist, something that Klay maybe isn't as good at. I think he could win MVP this year just by what he's playing.
But Steph lost the ball last night at one point while Kevin Love was guarding him, and there was no time left on the shot clock, and he hit a 3 from close to 30 feet out, or probably 30 feet.
A Hail Mary shot.
If you can do that, you are that on fire, and if that can happen through every game in the Finals, you definitely have the Finals MVP.
And speaking of fire, let's go over to Julia with the Pulse.
Thanks, Jack. So as a part of senior projects, some students have been going through the archives of Raider News and digitizing them. Here's an example of an interview with Mr. Stack when he was a student at SPFHS.
News. I'm here with two members who donated blood yesterday, John Stack and Jason Anacarico. John, can you tell me how you felt to donate blood?
I felt good that I was helping other people, giving lifeblood to others.
Hey Jason, how much blood did you donate?
Oh, it took some out of my arm. Yeah,
Did you guys feel sick afterwards or anything?
I felt sick. I was laid out for like 3 hours.
Was it worth getting those free lunch tickets and Yankee tickets?
Oh, Yankee tickets, free lunch? I'm good.
Jason?
I didn't feel very sick, but I was pretty happy because I got out of class, so, it was pretty cool. It's a good thing to have in school.
Well, this is Frank Thor reporting for 34 News. Now back to the studio.
With summer break coming up soon, we went around asking students what they'll be doing over their vacation. Let's take a look at what they said.
All right, I'm with Smitty Bags, and we're talking about our summer plans. Smitty, what are you doing this summer?
Hit bombs. Right. Go to the beach.
Send some dingers.
Hang out with my boy Maddie.
That's what I like to hear right there. What are your plans for the summer, man?
Making bands, chilling with the boys.
Making bands?
Yeah.
I feel you.
Yeah.
That's it?
What about you doing? What are you doing?
Making bands, chilling with the boys. Maybe just get some biddies.
Yeah, some biddies. You know how it be.
Nah.
Like Rich. Rich, yo, point of Rich. Point of Rich.
What are you doing?
I'm probably gonna hang out over at Sharif's house a couple of times.
Sharif's house. Sharif's house.
Yeah. Well, the summertime I'll be doing a little coaching, hanging out, a little golfing, take a break.
What was that?
I said, do a little golfing, take a break.
Golfing? That's very interesting. Alright, I'm with my boys, Chick and Mac. Mac, what are you doing this summer?
This summer, I'm heading to Canada with the boys. I'm standing next to one right now. Me, Swack, and Donaldson, we're all heading up to Canada.
Go to a couple concerts, and yeah.
Any vacations for you, Chick?
Unfortunately not. My family doesn't have a lot of money right now.
Any baseball plans for the summer?
Yeah, I'm playing on a team. Playing for the D1 Renegades, hopefully. And yeah, get some dubs.
Mac, anything else special for you?
No.
Alright, I'm with the Straw Gang CEO. What are your plans for the summer?
Actually, I kicked out of Straw Gang because I stopped repping them.
Any vacations or anything else?
Nothing crazy, just going to the Jersey Shore.
Just chilling with the boys?
Yeah.
Alright, what are you doing this summer?
I'm gonna go to the beach a lot and hopefully get a job and hang out with my friends.
Doing a lot of swimming this summer?
I'm teaching lessons.
Where?
My neighbor's pool. They are gonna pay me to teach their daughter how to swim, so.
Any vacations or any other special plans?
No.
Not at the moment?
Not at the moment. I hope so though.
Alright, sounds fun, DFAB.
Wait! Golf ball.
Thanks a lot, Julia. That was great.
And from our final sports report, I'm Mike Gross.
And I'm Jack Hosmer.
So, you do with your shoot. Alright, now, I think go in.
Wow! Okay, that was nice.
Oh, wait. Bang the gong.